Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
High intensity.
Very much.
High drama.
Very.
It's moving day at the Briar. And Saskatchewan just beat Nova Scotia.
I know, and he's really excited about that, and he's rubbing it right in my face. But Nova Scotia came back, didn't they?
Well, it got way more interesting than that game probably should have been. What was it? 5-1, 6-2 Saskatchewan, and then Scott McDonald and Nova Scotia came charging back.
The sneaky attack. However, it made that pool. Let's get to the boards right away. That pool nice and neat because Koe. Wow, that was an interesting game.
Wow, how about that? I mean, Quebec had 3 steals in a row.
Right.
And you're kind of going, what's going on here? A bad game last night. What's going on now? And then Koe finishes a game with 3 steals. So
yeah. He's coming on. He can talk about it.
Right.
Gushu at 6-2, Ontario's Epping at 6-2, and Dunstone at 6-2. So clear as mud on that.
Well, no. Listen, I woke up this morning. I was like, okay, curling gods, no tiebreakers. Everybody was getting mad at me on Twitter because they want to see more curling. But we get to sleep in and drink coffee if there's no tiebreakers.
Yeah. Lots of coffee, no time.
Lots of coffee.
In Pool A.
Things could get wild.
Oh, things could get bad. There's 16 different scenarios still in Pool A that could happen. I've ruled out 7 of them because 7 of them, Devin, require the Yukon to beat MacEwan. And even though MacEwan has struggled in this Briar at 3 and 4, I don't see Mickelson at 0-7 beating Manitoba. So
hold on, you're telling me 4 losses is still alive? That I don't think so.
No, I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you I know MacEwan's out of it, but he will still be able to beat the Yukon. So I'm eliminating.
Oh, that's one scenario that could happen.
The 7 scenarios. Yeah.
I love your board. Can we see the other board?
Which one?
Sophie's board.
Oh, sure. The official board. Okay.
The official board.
I'm always hurt. Yeah.
Okay. I know you are. I'm sorry. But here we go. Okay, so what a big night ahead. We're going to have Al Cameron on from Curling Canada because he's the one that goes through. I think there are 16 scenarios, Colleen.
Well, that's what I just told you. But yet I'm rolling out 7 of them because I don't think there's any way that the Yukon will beat MacEwan. So that leaves us with 16, take away 7, etc.
9. Okay.
Do you want me to give you a couple of the scenarios?
Sure.
Possible 3-way tie for third. I like that when you go, sure, because you have no choice. Possible 3-way tie for third if BC beats Alberta, if Manitoba beats Midward, Team Ontario, Team Wildcard 3, and if New Brunswick beats the Northwest Territories, could be a 3-way tie there for the third. And if Manitoba and Alberta both win, that means Manitoba, Alberta, and Midward would all be tied at 6-2.
Right.
And Manitoba would get first, Alberta second, Wildcard 3 third. Anyhow, and then Grattan and Jacobs would be in a tiebreaker, assuming Grattan beats the Northwest Territories, which I assume he'll do. Right. I love assuming stuff.
You are assuming. I think that's a good assumption. I do think that's a good assumption.
Yeah, but that showdown between Gunner and Wildcard 3. Woo!
So what a show we have tonight. Kevin Koe, Johnny Moe, the Sheriff, Matt Dunstone from Saskatchewan. I got my wheat sheafs on tonight.
Right.
So I'm excited about that call because I've said it enough. I'll probably say it a few more times during the show. It's been a 41-year Briar. You start laughing even before.
Well, I was going to say, and it's going to take Dunstone from Manitoba to maybe lead them to
I can't believe you said that.
I just said it.
No, that really grinds my gears. I think we're having our first fight.
We are having, well, it's our second because we were fighting over Nova Scotia and Saskatchewan.
What a show. Okay.
Let's get going.
So Kevin Koe, 7-1 going into the championship round, looking to make history at this year's Brier to become the first ever skip to win 5 titles.
Incredible.
Right now, we're going to take a look back at some of his great shots and great wins.
So many great shots
over the years. Take a look.
It's just the button you've got left.
Final stone. Who's got the button? Have they got the button? Tim Hortons Kevin Koe, Pat Simmons, Carter Rycroft, Nolan Thiessen are your Canadian men's curling champions. Alberta.
Hargan.
You're going to catch it? Yes, you will. And you'll get it to the back and add 2 more. Congratulations, Kevin Koe. Running up, banging, running across. They're going to touch it. Far enough. Oh! And they did it for 4 championships. Kevin Koe.
Whoa, you make it look easy. Kevin, congratulations, championship pool. 7-1.
Thank you.
We were talking about that game against Quebec and sort of getting down early. What were you feeling in that?
Yeah, not really good. I mean, we knew going in they're a really good team, and they like a lot of rocks in play. And, you know, we just missed a few too many shots and got kind of dragged into the game they wanted to play. And they made us pay, just put a few shots behind the tee line, and they made some great freezes. So it was a rough start, or a good start, and then rough few ends. But we played a great second half of the game to pull it out.
Good to see you, Kevin, and well done on making it to the championship round and the 7-1 record. Johnny Moe is back, and you guys have had a lot of lively chats. What's it like to have Johnny Moe back out on the ice with you?
It's been fun. I mean, he's fit in great on and off the ice, and obviously, you know, his shooting and experience and that all speak for themselves. But as far as the dynamics with our team, with me and Ben and BJ, it's been awesome. And I mean, we're still learning, right? It was our first year, and it's been a crazy year. We didn't get a lot of games, so it's been good for us to play in our first big event and see how it goes. And you know, that's the way our team works, and it's been good for us.
It works awfully well, doesn't it? That machine of a team you've got as a rule. Now, listen, we know that you brought your sister Carrie a puzzle during the pandemic. Did she leave it for you to finish? And is it like one of those 2,000 pieces of puzzles? And can you whip through it in no time? Or are you a puzzle guy?
I like to help, I guess, when it's close to being done at home, you know, when my family's doing it, swoop in there at the end. But yeah, I heard she might have left it here, but we haven't tried to find it. We're not a big puzzle team, that's for sure.
It's still a skip though, isn't it? You come in at the end, maybe finish things off.
Provide some advice. Yeah, provide some advice at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. What have you packed in your bubble there for fun?
You know, not much. I mean, for us, it is different in that, you know, you're kind of confined to the hotel, but at a typical Brier, we don't do a lot, or a typical spiel. Our team, you know, we curl, go to the hotel, and we go to restaurants. So instead of that, this time we just order in. I mean, for us, it actually hasn't been that different, even though it is a little crazy this year. Obviously, when you're curling, it is different. But as far as the off-ice stuff for us, we just kind of hang out after our games and talk about the games and get ready for tomorrow and watch some curling when we're not playing. And it's pretty normal, actually.
I wondered about that, Kev, about the fact that you're living in the same city and you're in this bubble and your family's not far away and they're always there with you, and what that was like for you, knowing they're so close and yet so far away. Yeah,
it's a little crazy because I can just about see my house on the 2-minute drive to Winsport from here, but it's been good. I got a nice room here with a balcony, and so my family's actually they drive here to drop some stuff off for me and the team, and go in the balcony and see my wife and kids and my dogs and say hi, and and obviously you can't go down there and be close to them, but it makes it feel pretty good for them to see them, even though, because like you said, I mean, I honestly live probably about a 12-minute drive from here, so it's a little weird.
That's a nice story. Did you say dogs, by the way? And do they also have a spot in the stands like Lisa Wiggles, Welsh Corgi?
No, these dogs don't really. They're good dogs, but they're little troublemakers. They don't need their own cutouts, that's for sure.
But Fred is in the stands. Have you picked him out in the stands? Because I know you guys surprised him for Christmas he wanted that cutout, cardboard cutout, Kev.
Oh yeah, he's basically front and center on sheet D there. So he's in the first row right in the corner. So yeah, we saw him right away at practice, and he's always been a big supporter, come to all the big events, and that's one of the downsides of this situation is that a lot of people, they plan their holidays and years around going to these events. So it's unfortunate, but we're lucky to be playing at least.
Yeah. Listen, as you look at a possible fifth Brier, surpassing, the legends like, Furby and the Richardsons and the rest of the crew you're tied with. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I guess it'd be nice. I mean, it's kind of happened pretty quick, and to have my name up with a lot of the best skips to win this is pretty neat, and it would be obviously it would be awesome to win a fifth one. I mean, it'd be crazy, but when you're out there playing, right now that just seems so far away that you don't really think about that. I mean, we're just through. We've played 8 games, and it's only going to get harder from here. Maybe if you're in the final or something, you think, wow, this is neat, but it's a long way off right now. But hopefully, Sunday night, it's reality.
I wondered about that, Kevin. Now that you've had these 8 games, you made it look easy. But where would you say you're at in terms of your comfort level playing these 8 games at this level, ice reading, new team, pandemic, on and on and on? Where would you say you're at in terms of comfort level?
Yeah, we've been a little streaky, I'd say our team has been. We won our games we needed to kind of the first half of the week. And I mean, every team is not going to be firing on all cylinders, especially early. And as much as you'd like to be perfectionists out there, it just wasn't reality, even though we've had a lot of practice coming in. So, yesterday against Saskatchewan, we were awesome and couldn't miss. And then look what we did last night, right? We were terrible and couldn't make anything. So, I mean, it's just some ups and downs, but, I like where we're at. Obviously, to get through our pool, there's a bunch of tough teams, 7-1. I think we're feeling pretty comfortable out there, to be honest, and we just gotta fine tune a couple things, and I like our chances. Obviously, I mean, there's no easy games out there anymore, and it'll come down to a few shots here or there. But we put ourselves in a good spot, and we just got to try and finish it off.
Nice.
Yeah. Hardly streaky. I just went and grabbed the stats. You're hardly streaky, 87% as a team. So 88 is top. What's 1 point on your journey through life? Nothing. So you're not so streaky.
Yeah, I don't think stats matter, right? That's
true. It's what you make win.
It's the W's at the end of the day.
What's it like to watch Mada out there filling in for Howard?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm pretty old, so I've played Wayne lots, right? I'm not one of these young guys that are like, oh, I've never played Wayne. I'm watching Wayne play. I mean, I've played him a ton. So, I mean, for me, it's like, I've played him lots, lost to him lots, and it's fun to see, but in a way, it's not really fun to see because nobody likes to see a hot Wayne Madon, and we still have to play him, right? If we'd already played him, maybe it'd be different. But it's a great story. It's unfortunate about Glenn because nobody likes competing more than him. But to pick up someone like that and just come back into the Brier and play as good as he has, it's a cool story. And I mean, they're going to be they're already at the top of the leaderboard, and they're going to be around on the weekend. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's once again a hell of a field at the Briar, and I know you guys are ramping up and right where you want to be. So good luck the rest of the way, Kevin. It's great to see you. Obviously, we wish we were there, but we're doing our best from here. So it's great to watch, great to see you on the ice, and good luck the rest of the way.
Hey, great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you look awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks.
7-1.
Yeah, that's where you want to be, right? Right.
Well, you don't want to carry over too many, you want as many wins as you can in this preliminary part going into the championship pool.
Okay, so we go from Kevin to Johnny Moe.
He's back.
He's back, and we are going back, rewinding the tape to the early days of John Morris. Let's take a look.
John Morris?
Why didn't we do that earlier?
Like 3 more rounds.
I didn't think it was makeable.
I think it falls here.
All right.
Morris and his teammates having some fun. Morris with an opportunity to end it here.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Clean. Hey, boy, buddy.
For a second consecutive year, John Morris and his Ottawa Curling Club teammates are Canadian junior men's champions and will carry Canadian colors to the World Championship in Sweden.
How does it feel to become a back-to-back champ?
Well, I didn't realize there was no back-to-back champions since 1954, but, my team and I are very proud, and we're just ecstatic to be in this situation.
And he hasn't aged. Wow, that was a flashback.
A little bit more facial hair now.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you back at the Briar too, John.
Thanks, Colleen. You're looking very Canadian. I love it. You're looking sharp.
As good as I got. But how loose were you in that junior final where you're in the hack joking
around?
Well, you know what? When you got Craig Saville and Brent Lang on your team, they kind of keep you pretty loose. So that was we had a good balance, good dynamic going on there.
And we barely recognized Brent Lang with all that hair.
Yeah, he was storing it early in his life. And too bad he didn't save it and could use a bit more of it now.
It was nice to see Earl in the stands too. He was looking so relaxed.
You know what?
Your life.
Yeah, it's kind of tough not having the family and folks here. It's the one kind of different thing with this Briar, but they're watching from home and they've always been, one of my biggest fans and sure missing those guys.
Yeah.
Johnny, good to see you. You love the big moments. You're back in a Briar. How much fun are you having out there?
Oh, it feels great. I enjoyed the 2 years off I took from men's and kind of had some other things on the go with the family and kind of had a couple young kids. And as much as I enjoyed that part, it feels great to be back, especially with the team that I feel we can win with. And I feel that, we got 4 guys that are all in here and it's been great. It just feels good to be back. And you know what, I would have hated to be retired at 50 or 60 and looking back on it and saying, I wish I'd played a little bit longer because I feel like I could still be part of the best team in the world. So I'm glad I'm back and it's feeling good. And I'm glad that you guys are running a great show like this because this is something that's new. And I think that the fans are really enjoying. So.
Well, I think the fans want to hear from people like you. And so it's nice to have that platform rather than just sound bites that they're used to getting from a lot of the curlers too.
Yeah, well, great idea. And thanks for providing this. It's nice to, good way to interact.
Well, thank you. Yeah. All right, we got more highlights, though, don't we? Is it the mixed doubles event?
Well, it is a mixed doubles event because, Johnny, we were all in Portage La Prairie when you and Caitlin took the world by storm after, an hour of practice leading into that event. Yeah. And then you got to know each other really well, and we had some fun with you guys in the lead up to Pyeongchang, watching you two get to know each other. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm John Caitlin. I'm John, and this is Caitlin. I'm John, and this is Caitlin. Hi, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Johnny Moe.
We're the mixed doubles curling team.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh, no, Caitlin, flip it.
And she'd be like, harder. Whoa, John, whoa.
Harder. Whoa, whoa. Good. Perfect.
Or how about, stay with it? I said that to him so many times.
I can't. I got no more gripper on.
You never stay with it. We thought that was kind of funny. It is hard to win an Olympic gold in fours, and you go do that, and then you go win an Olympic gold in mixed doubles. Both you and Caitlin did it. I mean, you know, we're just not worthy. What a run. Are you just worried about this event now? Or are you also thinking about Beijing?
You know what? Our goal is to win a gold medal in 2022, and there's nothing would make me happier than to see Kevin Koe on that podium with a gold medal around his neck. And whatever I can do to help that, I feel very fortunate in my career. I've been able to win a four and a mixed doubles, but you know, in my mind, it's not what you've done in the past. It's what you're doing now and what you can do in the future. So, you know, that's what we got our sights set on, and this is a big event for us because we've never, as a team, been in a major championship yet. So, you know, it's something this is a big learning experience for us, and you know, a big stepping stone for us, and a way that we can really, grow as a team. So we're taking it seriously. We practiced and prepared very hard coming into here. And other than, we had a bit of a blip last night, but other than that, I feel like we're right where we want to be, and hopefully getting better, getting into the last weekend here.
Johnny, can you tell us about how challenging, or maybe it wasn't challenging at all, to come back? Because you had talked so much about focusing on doubles and how much you loved it. You were the poster boy for it. And then he's back. Was that challenging? What was that phone call, and what all went down?
Well, you know, I still love mixed doubles, and I'm not giving up on mixed doubles. I love that sport. And Rachel Homan and I are playing together, except we're not, because she's pregnant and almost. So, but essentially, I do love mixed doubles. One thing I love about mixed doubles is that, men's and women's, in Canada, can get really intense. It's changed from when you were playing, Colleen, where it was a bit more of a relaxed, kind of a bit more of a social game, and it's very intense. And I have to say, I really like the mixed doubles aspect of it, because yeah, you had some intense moments, but I really enjoyed sitting down with the team you played against, with your friends that are in the event, and having a drink after, going to the lounge. Like, that's still in mixed doubles, and I enjoy that about it, because at the end of the day, that's what curling's all about. But I'm a driven competitor, and I got a lot of fire in my belly still, and I love competing, and I was missing that with the men's. It was hard for me to watch the last few Briars and not be in it, because quite honestly, I felt like I could still compete with all these guys and beat them for the most part. And I wanted to, so it's really, that's great for me. I really enjoy being back for that reason. But as I said, there's still a mixed doubles in me that, and the good thing with curling now, is that you're able to play both. Like, you look at every country in the world and you can play mixed doubles and men's or women's curling, and I think that's a great thing. The game of curling is growing around the world because of both those disciplines, and it's a really wonderful thing to see.
Speaking of the fire in your belly, Kevin Martin was on the show last night, and he said there is no one more competitive, more of a killer than John Morrison. When he's got that glint in his eyes, he's very dangerous. I'm totally paraphrasing. There's not a direct quote, but
no, I mean, you nailed it, Colleen. That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
Well, Wayne Madon back in his day, I got to say, when he was probably as fiery of a competitor as I ever played against. And you know what? He's got that twinkle in his eye. He's got nothing to lose here at this Bonspiel. He's playing, as we say, he's playing with house money. Right. And he's doing wonderful. It's nice to see, but at the same time, I heard Kevin mention it. We're not going to take that guy for granted, because he's got a great young team in front of him, and we're going to expect one heck of a game from those guys. So
I mean, who would have thought that Johnny Moe would be back in a Briar against Wayne Madon in a championship round game? I mean,
you write that script.
Yeah, we're just missing Kevin Martin and Russ Howard. We'd have the whole the whole foursome back in
Gang.
there. But
The Blues Brothers, they're going on the tour again.
Okay, but hold on. We have something here, Call, because you, Johnny, and Caitlin.
Oh, I was supposed to get the astrological forecast for December 16th in Sagittarius, and I forgot that part of my destiny.
How crazy is that?
And it was about it was more or less get your house in order. But I didn't write it out. But paraphrasing again, get your house in order.
So that's a horoscope, Johnny.
That's your horoscope for Sagittarius.
So you're all born on December 16th. Apparently, this is a great day to be a curler, curling royalty. But Colleen was going to read the horoscope, but she's saying essentially it's get your house in order.
So, Colleen, this is what we got to do. We just got to find one more male curler that's born on December 16th, and let's play in a mix. Let's play mixed together.
Let's do it. Let's get that going.
Put the call right now.
Now, listen, you mentioned about how, here you are learning together as a team at the Briar. How I know it's a pandemic, but how strange is that? And how much does all of your years of experience for the whole team make when you're gelling a team like this?
Well, I think, our experience when it comes to certain aspects of the game is very helpful, but, you're constantly learning. We've won multiple championships. We're in our 40s and we're still learning how to play this game the right way. Things change in this game, like the sweeping thing over the last 4 or 5 years. That's something we're still learning. We're still learning how to. The biggest thing I think when you have a new team with us, this is essentially a new team because I'm a new member on the team this year. Is essentially what does each individual have to do to get the best out of themselves, but for the most part, get the best out of their teammates. Because, we have a different dynamic. Kevin and I, we played together maybe 12, 13 years ago, but I was a skip and he was a third, and we didn't know each other very well back then. Right. But, essentially, we're still trying to figure out, and I think we're really close because we've had some great discussions this year. We have a really good coach that's helped facilitate these. And, we want to make sure that we are firing on all 4 cylinders because curling's a 4-person game. Mm-hmm. And if you got one teammate that's not playing up to par, then, the teams like Brad Jacobs and Brad Gushu they're gonna make sure that they expose that, weakness on your team. So it's vital for us, for all 4 of us to be playing almost 90% curling every game if we can.
Well, go put the oil in the machine, get those 4 cylinders working, okay? Because this is championship pool starts tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, I have a question for you guys. You got the sheriff coming up, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to ask him a question for me, all right? Because you got to ask him.
There he is.
There is the sheriff.
Let's get to it right now.
So here's the question I want you guys to ask the sheriff. You got to ask him who was his favorite team you had in the Grand Slam of curling since he's been out of juniors.
That's an easy one, Morris.
Okay.
I remember it like it was yesterday when me and you were sitting in your home in Calgary scrambling to find a lead man. We only had a 3-man team with Catlin, and who other than Donnie B came to mind. And I remember Donnie B auto in right away. That slam was in Canmore, I believe.
It was Camrose. Yeah, we played together in Camrose.
Oh, Camrose, yeah. Oh man, was that a blast? We went 0-3, but man, did we have a ride. We were in every game too.
That was the best Bonspiel, the most fun you've ever had going 0-3. Because I think we probably played 90% and went 0-3. Every game was like an extra end loss, but when you play with the sheriff and you got Catlin Schneider and Donnie B, the legend on the team. It's we had some great time. We called that the old school curling Bonspiel, and that was sure a heck of a good time.
Nice memory.
Yeah.
Awesome. Don't you hate it when you curl 90% though and you're 0-3? That's like
Say that
hey, when you're having that much fun, the wins and losses don't seem to matter as much.
Sure
you betcha.
Yeah.
You betcha, Maddie.
Well, Johnny Mo, nice to see you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Good luck, Johnny.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Great to see you too. Keep up the great work, and we'll hopefully chat with you again.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Thanks.
All the best. Thanks.
Take care.
Okay.
We can bring you. We were going to go to our Saskatchewan fan. Do we want to leave? Do we want to go back to the sheriff?
Whichever you want.
Well, you say I'm the control freak. Let's
you gave me there he is. He popped back in. Hi, Matt.
Good.
How's it going?
It's going great, and congratulations on beating Nova Scotia. And Devin's been rubbing my nose in it.
I guess so. Yeah, you guys might have had the little Sasky Blue Nose or little side bet on the line for that one.
No side bet, just keep things green.
It got a little more interesting than I wanted it to, and probably for you too.
Yeah, after that 8th end, got a little dicey there, but luckily enough for us, we were able to hold on.
How are you feeling in that game as you get ready for the championship pool? What do you take from that game and move on now to the championship round?
It's step one is complete, I guess. We after that loss to Koe, we took a step back, and we said we're still in the driver's seat. 2 losses. You don't want to get to that 3rd loss in an event like this because your back's immediately up against the wall. It's must win the rest of the way. So our focus immediately turned to let's finish this thing with max 2 losses, and we're totally in the driver's seat, control our own destiny heading into the championship round.
So we still must win now.
Yeah, absolutely. In a field this deep, it doesn't matter who you play. Everything feels like a must win, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great teams out there, a lot of fun battles to be had.
How valuable, I know how valuable it was because we talked about it, but how valuable was last year's experience? You had that taste. You were right there. Here we go again. You're right where you were. Now what? What did you learn?
Yeah, it's the last 12 months have just been how do we turn that bronze into a gold now? We've proved to ourselves that we can totally pull this thing off. We have it in us to go out and win the Brier, and to have that sort of expectation is a little difficult because the field's so tough, right? Like to go out and say, oh, we got to win. Like, how can you possibly say that in a field like this, right? But the fact of the matter is that we know we have it in us. It's just a matter of how do we find ourselves curling still on Saturday and Sunday, and if we can find ourselves in that spot, I love our chances.
Nice.
Tell us about the training beforehand and the town that adopted you guys, more or less.
Wadena.
Yeah, Wadena. Actually, I found out a few days ago. I actually have family from Wadena way back. It was my great grandpa moved from England to Wadena.
Really?
Started working on a farm in Wadena. He moved in like 1913 or something like that. I found this out 2-3 days ago.
Wow.
So what are the chances we spend all this time in Wadena training?
Well, that makes me feel better because Matty, everybody's talking about, it's going to take a Manitoba skip to lead Saskatchewan. No,
I told him that.
Now on the record, we know that Dunstone's roots go back to Wadena, Saskatchewan. He is a Saskatchewanian.
Yeah, that when I found that out, that was like my aha moment. It's like, this province is finally going to accept me now.
Nice.
But no, I'm just kidding. The province has been great to me. But that Wadena experience, that was, just when you think you've seen it all in the game of curling and done it all, traveled to all these places, you never think in a million years you're going to do something like this. So it was about early January. I got a text from Dustin McCush, who lives in Wadena. He's a young, just out of juniors curler there, and he sent me a text and he said, well, now that you guys are off to the Brier, you're probably going to be looking for some practice ice. And there was only, I think, 10-ish clubs in all of Saskatchewan open at the time. And as soon as we found out, our focus turned to, okay, so how do we get ready for this event now? It's awesome. Now it's time to get ready for it. And when Dustin texted us, the light bulb went off. And, obviously we had to look into the logistics of it all and figure it all out. And at the time in January, we want to make sure everything was going to be safe. Like we got COVID tests done before we went up to Wadena. We had COVID tests done while we were in Wadena, and we rented a hunting house on Main Street in Wadena. Dwight Pomedley kind of looked after the house, I guess, in town, and it was about a 2-minute walk from the rink. So we rented a beautiful house, nice 5-bedroom house. So we basically moved in together for 2 and a bit weeks up in Wadena, and we practiced once, twice a day. We had to work our practice schedule around the Scotties, obviously, because couldn't have missed a minute of that. And it was awesome. So like Dustin and Scotty Comfort was the other guy involved, and they'd go in the mornings. We'd typically practice around 10:30, 11ish. They'd go in a half hour before. They'd make the ice for us, and then we had keys to the club too. And we'd open up the club, go in, practice, leave, and then
Cool.
Oh, it was like a curling fantasy land. Like the absolute dream. Like you wake up, you watch the morning draw of the Scotties, you go practice, you come back, watch the afternoon draw of the Scotties, and then you can decide if you want to go practice in the afternoon again after that and before the night draw. And
describe Wadena for me. Like, just paint a picture of it. Like when you say you're in a hunting lodge and then you're a 2-minute walk to the curling club. I'm also picturing a grain elevator on the edge of town, but.
Well, it's not a big town by any stretch of the matter. I guess so I think the owner of the home is from Texas, and he's a hunter from Texas. So like there was a bunch of guns and I'm not a hunter at all. So there was a bunch of hunting sort of things in the house to play around with. And so he obviously hadn't come up to Wadena because he was in Texas. You can't get up to Canada right now. So the house was open right on Main Street. We didn't go out on the town at all. So like Dustin and Scotty, they would sometimes bring us food. We'd order something, they'd pick it up and bring it to us because we wanted to stay really safe while we were doing this.
Yeah.
So we were in the house and in the curling rink basically the entire time, and we'd order groceries. And then when word started getting around town that we were in town, because small town, all it takes is one to find out, right? And everybody knows. People started dropping off meals at our doorstep, and like some serious meals like steak and asparagus, baked potatoes, smoked chicken, lasagna. Like
you're going back now. You're going back.
Oh, we're going back. Yeah. It's like we were spoiled way more than we should have ever been. So I mean, it's such a cool story. It's something we're going to remember forever, be able to share with this town forever. And we kind of said to them, I mean, we're looking forward to hopefully bringing this Briar tankard back to Wadena in the summer and just celebrate that with them.
Yeah.
The whole time they sent us all these videos, them cheer us on. We're feeling the love, and not only from Wadena, all of Saskatchewan. I mean, what a curling province, and we feel the love always from them.
Wow, that's what I was going to say. 41 years is enough, from Wadena to Wadsworth to Asquith to
Don't put pressure on Matty.
Hey,
don't do that. He doesn't need
it's been 41 years.
Monkey. He's just like
nobody's ever said that to me.
I'm sorry, but Matty, come on, like.
You know why they were probably dropping you off meals? They probably were doing it because they heard the new sheriff was in town. They probably just were.
That's it.
Sheriff, let's bring them steak and asparagus.
Trying to butter me up, or they knew I was going to lay the law down.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, listen, lay the law down the rest of the way. You're 6-2. You're right where you need to be. It gets serious now. So good luck from me and all of Saskatchewan. No cheering in the press box, but
it was also, he's always cheering. When it comes to Saskatchewan, he's always cheering. It was serious in the preliminaries too, by the way, Devin.
It's always.
Yeah, it's all serious, But anyhow, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me on. And the fun's just getting started. We lot of fantastic curling to go, and looking forward to watching the night draw and see how the other pool shakes out.
There's a lot of drama there, isn't there, with the possibility of playoffs and tiebreaker, and so much can happen.
Yes, I know. I'm looking forward to seeing how it shakes out.
We ask him who he thinks he's going to win. Do you need my board for this, Dev?
Well, yeah, but we got to get going. So yeah,
we're going through picks tonight.
Yeah, we're the picks. So UConn and Wildcard won. Poor Mike McEwen's had some trouble, but it'll be McEwen in that one. I like to also help here a little bit.
Coley likes to help.
British Columbia and Alberta. Laycock's a good team.
Stevie, they brought it this morning. I think they beat Gunlickson this morning, I believe. And so, I mean, they're obviously playing a little bit better than their record shows. I got to take Botcher tonight, though. Obviously, a must win for them. I think they're going to come out firing.
And the big showdown between Gunner and we're calling him Mid Howard.
Oh, boy. Mid Howard, yeah. Well, Wayner could be the best player in the field right now. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat. So, I think I'm going Wayner and the boys tonight to stay hot.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And the Northwest Territories and New Brunswick's James Grattan.
I'm going with Jimmy the Kid.
Mm-hmm,
I think
Jimmy the Kid.
Yeah, and I think that locks up their tiebreaker spot, I believe, if they win that one. So there's lots on the line for them tonight.
Yeah, there is.
Tiebreakers, you
All
said.
right. Good picks.
Glad we avoided them.
Yes, yes, me too.
Yeah,
I bet.
All right, good to see you.
Okay, Maddie, good luck.
Take care, guys. Thanks.
Awesome.
We are going to talk to Al Cameron shortly about the picks, but first,
we're bringing in more green. Green magic. Green is the color. And we're going to Kingston and my good friend Sue Bates, Rider Pride.
Wow.
You betcha.
Sue, how are you? It's great to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. So good to see you. What an amazing game today.
Yeah.
My heart beat, be still my beating heart, and the Sheriff did it. So looking forward to the rest of the weekend, championship weekend, and 41 years, Devin. I think we're going to do it. Heard it here.
Did you have her say that, Devin?
No, we did not talk about both saying 41 years and it's ending. Awesome. Sue, tell me your Saskatchewan connection, because you're not from there.
Yeah.
Tell me. I am not.
She wants to be from there.
I do. My heart is there. I love Saskatchewan. I was born and raised in Kingston, and there's a player from Kingston who played for Queens, my alma mater, who was then playing for the Rough Riders. And I followed him to the Rough Riders, Rob Bagg, big fan of his, became a huge fan of Saskatchewan. And then last year, of course, Kingston 2020, the last pre-pandemic event here, and was there for the entire week. And as soon as I saw Saskatchewan, I was like, I am in, all green, all week. And just had so much fun cheering on Maddie. There we are, cheering on Maddie and the crew, and wear my green every day. And what a fun time. What an amazing curling community.
Isn't that nice to hear?
Yeah, and there's that beautiful photo with Curly, Sue.
Yeah, so I met Curly last year at the Briar. It was his 50th Briar.
Wow.
Here in Kingston, and I took it on to I wanted his 50th Briar in Kingston to be his best Briar ever. And so I had a lot of fun with Curly and his wife that week, met a good friend, Rhonda, and just had a lot of fun with him. Unfortunately, Curly passed away. So his 50th Briar was his final Briar, but he did let me know that Kingston made it to the top. So his 50th was his best.
Actually, Gunnar was talking about that last night because we showed his incredible, what was that, Devin? Like a triple, quadruple raise?
Manitoba.
But he said the crowd in the arena when it exploded was just the best roar he ever heard. And so it was nice for him to remember that last night and talk about what a great Briar it was.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I mean, the curling community is just so great. Everyone is so friendly. People from across this country, every corner, every piece, met some great people. It's just a great feeling. So.
Yeah, it's too bad. You've got to have your own patch right there by yourself. I guess we don't have to ask you who you think is going to win.
Saskatchewan, baby. Saskatchewan all the way. Sunday, I will be there, drenched in green. Go, Maddie, go.
Oh, nice.
I love it. And Colleen, let me say that not only did Sue make sure that it was the best Briar for Curly and great Kingston hospitality, everyone Sue met, including myself in Kingston, you treated so well. You made it feel like home, Sue, and that is the curling community. And you epitomize that in all the ways. So it's
let us know when you're moving there. We'll come help move the moving van with you.
Come to Kingston.
Awesome.
I love Kingston.
Good to see you, Sue. Keep the green machine going.
Go Saskatchewan.
Now, I want to be on Team Saskatchewan.
You're in.
Just like that. Just Devin will take anybody on Team Saskatchewan.
Awesome, Sue. Good to see you. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Now.
Our favorite time, and I have tried to draw it up as best I could, but now we have the guru. Al Cameron.
Al Cameron. This is a segment now with Al
It's a segment.
I don't think I could do any better than that, Colleen. I mean, come on. That's
it's good, isn't it?
It's got that kind of charm. It's kind of got that, the grace, and it's definitive. I mean, all of the above.
I know. Thank you, Al. But
spelling is almost perfect. Hold on. Not bad. Pretty good.
This scenario here, this is what I called Al about earlier. If Manitoba and Alberta both win, that means it's going to be Manitoba, Alberta, and we call them mid-ward team.
I like that.
They would all be 6-2 for first, and Grattan and Jacobs would be a tiebreaker.
Well, there's as we know by now, we know our math. There's 16 different scenarios going into that last draw. And there's that scenario is available. There's also a scenario out there where Botcher plays a tiebreaker as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff at play. Can't really say definitively until that last shot draw stuff happens in the next 10 minutes. Then we'll have it set down to really 16 scenarios. And, you know, there's a few, never want to say gimmies out there because as Colleen knows, there's no such thing as a gimme. And, but, you know, there's things that we kind of feel confident about saying they are going to happen. But I've learned the hard way, as I've you two, to never go that way until about, you know, the last rock of the last game. Then we can say definitively, right?
Yeah, that's true. You shouldn't even predict. But, hey, it's fun to predict. So I already ruled out 7 of those scenarios because I say there's no way.
Devin, reel her in.
Al, apparently I'm the control freak. So when I try to reel her in, it goes off.
Good luck with that.
Listen, Al already knows your control freak.
Okay, but hold on. Al, I want you to clarify. A lot of fans blow up my Twitter all the time about the tie-breaking scenarios and when you go to head-to-head and when you go to last stone draw and when you're in the prelims as opposed to the championship round. Can you give us a little bit of clarity on when all those things sort of kick in?
Well, 2 things to consider there. It's the same rule all the way around.
Right.
You cannot be eliminated from a playoff or advancing to the championship pool based on head-to-head.
Right.
So that's why there's always going to be a tiebreaker. And then the last shot draw numbers, they enter into it when you have 3 or 4 teams tied for a spot, particularly 3 teams. And when the head-to-head between those teams is all 1-1, stop me if I'm boring people.
No.
If they're all 1-1, that's when that last shot draw is used to kind of rank them.
Right.
But that's the Canadian system. Now, I'm going to throw it out to your fans, and I want to hear what they – and Devin, as much as they blow up your Twitter, let me tell you, an NSO wears these bullets like nobody. But we're the only curling body on the planet that still uses tiebreaker games. The only one. You won't find it at the World Championships. You won't find it at the U.S. Championship. You won't find it at the Swedish Championship. Pick a name. We're the only governing body for curling that still uses tiebreakers. And that's, honestly, Colleen, back me up, that's the player's preference. They don't want to be knocked out of a championship based on a head-to-head result. But the fact remains, we are the only country that deals with this sort of thing. So I'm curious what the fans think. Should there be tiebreaker games going forward? You know, the fans obviously have a say in this, but the rules are the rules right now, and we will play tiebreakers if we have to. And I can tell you that there was a bit of a sigh of relief based on this afternoon's results because there was an 11 p.m. tiebreaker staring me straight in the face. And listen, I know you two. There was no way you were going to be up. But this guy.
What?
Yeah, Devin would be up. And I'm on the East Coast. That's easy. That time difference is easy for me. I'd be up.
Well, I'm still haunted by the pre-trials in Summerside.
Totally.
That was a toughie. I'm not going to lie. So.
Yeah, you two both need therapy for that.
No, we were there. It was midnight we started, right, Al?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell me about this whole Midward, but Wayne Madaw story and Glenn Howard moving into a coaching role and doing an incredible job. Those two look like they're brothers. So how special is this as a storyline?
Oh, very cool. I got to relate a story about my wife. God love her at home, but she was asking me, okay, who broke their leg? Who got in a snowmobiling accident a few years ago? I mean, there's winter sports, obviously a calamity in curling, right? But yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it? I mean, and you can't write this stuff, but it just reminds us that Wayne Middaugh left the womb shooting 87%. Like, it's just he's a freak of nature. He can do this for fun, but the fact is, knowing what we know now, he was throwing a lot of rocks leading up to this event. And he clearly, that competitive instinct never leaves him. Of course, it's there as a coach with Team Hasselberg. And now he's just, and the thing about it is his confidence is flowing through that lineup right now too, right? I mean, right. Scott Howard has never played at this level, and he'd be the first to tell you that. So it's flowing out there, and it's really cool, and really cool for Glenn to kind of to watch it as well. And don't discount for a moment what Glenn has meant to that team too, in terms of what he's doing off the ice. You guys know, and he's contributed so much. But watching Wayne in his prime was special. Watching Wayne now is special. I think I might have seen Wayne perform at a level before anybody, because I covered the 1986 Canadian College Championships in Kamloops, and he was on the second. He was an all-star second there, playing for one of the Ontario colleges. I've had the pleasure of watching that guy throw some amazing rocks over the years, but it's hard to top what he's been doing here in the bubble.
I like what you said about him coming out of the womb shooting 92% or something. But, Glenn Howard said to us the other day, he said, between the two of them, they've got one body. Because Wayne is still hard to believe. He's got, a 15-inch steel rod in his leg, and he broke it in 11 places in that skiing accident. So,
and I would defy someone to look at the way he's throwing the rock and the way he walks, I would defy anyone to know that there's been any change in him since 2015, 2016, when he had the accident. It's, but again, natural. He's a natural.
Yeah. Came out of the womb that way. So the only thing we know in Pool A is that it is going to be Midward. What do we call them, Devin?
Midward.
Wild card 3.
There you go.
They've got their spot already. But
that's correct.
That big game between Gunner and them, that's...
And then that's
good cop out, Colleen.
Well, yeah.
Kind of pulled the chute on that one, but that's
we gotta wrap it up. We're 8 minutes away. But Al, real quickly, lastly, I want to know, how are you guys all doing? Curling Canada, everything's going smoothly again. Where's everybody at? Because we're a week away from the mixed doubles nationals.
You mean it's not over Monday?
Right.
Stay on, get in there.
That's kind of taken me back a little bit. Thanks, Devin. I appreciate that. Yeah. Now, you know what? There's a lot of pride. Honestly, there's been it's a lot of pride with the entire team at what we've accomplished here so far, right? And that's me knocking on wood. But and again, I said this to you last week, and I'll say it again. It's so much down to the commitment and of the curlers for what they've done. They had to sacrifice a lot to be here, and they're sacrificing a lot being here while they're here. And they just, they've responded, and the curling that we're seeing on the ice has been rewarding, but also so has the kind of the attitude of all these athletes too. It's been really cool and a real pleasure to be a part of.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, it's still not it's as clear as mud, the playoff scenario, but we'll wait.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
I've seen worse.
We're good. There's going to be no tiebreakers.
Okay, Devin. I'm taking that to the bank.
Take it.
Gotcha.
Thanks for being with us.
Hey, my pleasure, guys, as always.
Good to see you.
We're almost an hour show.
We're only supposed to be a half hour, but here we go again.
Remember when we talked about the show? We went
half hour.
How are we going to feel a half hour?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Not a problem. So big night. Yes,
I guess we know what's going to happen tonight. You broke it down for us.
We broke it down. We don't have a clue.
We have no idea.
Anyhow,
so enjoy it.
And we'll see you tomorrow night. Friday night. It's Friday night already? Tomorrow?
Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie. See you tomorrow.
Good night. Good luck. Good curling. See